Hey, Francisco, guess what today is?
Listen carefully, Paul. I don't do pop quizzes before we record our episode 338 of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro systems online. Reflux capacitor fluxing. Scanning room space-time for a Garfield Christmas Special, 1987. Rewinding in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I'm your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your exo and mine, Paul, the PaulJPowers.com, not Fat Cat Powers.
Surprisingly, how much I love lasagna. I'm not a fat cat, so but I'm happy to be here for this review.
Awesome. And also for this discussion of the TV special, A Garfield Christmas Special, we welcome back aboard historian officer of the pod, David Bobo Bobke. Hey, Bobo.
Hey, guys. You pulled me out of my warm bed to be here. Why can't we podcast where my warm bed is?
You know what? We will take that under advisement. Yeah. And in addition, also not in a warm bed, we have back aboard archives officer of the pod, Drew Dodgen. Hey, Drew.
You know, if I believed in such things, Garfield would be my spirit animal.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I feel that.
Big fat hairy
orca would be my
deal.
spirit animal.
You think normal would be your spirit animal?
An orca, a killer whale, because they're the best.
Was that in the special?
Free Willy.
I didn't see one of those. No. It would be Free Roy.
There you go.
Name it Roy. Anyway, now that you have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for A Garfield Christmas Special?
Sure thing. Heatwave Holiday is episode 4 of season 2,
What?
Garfield and Friends.
What?
It was released September 23rd,
Oh,
1989.
we're not doing an episode, as far as I know, of Garfield and Friends. This is its own Garfield special thing.
Tell that to
brother,
Tubi.
here we go again.
All right. Let me rewind. And yes,
that could have been brought to my attention yesterday.
in case you were wondering.
I was
All
wondering,
right.
actually.
A Garfield Christmas Special was released, I don't know.
In 1987.
Sometime in the 1987? Sure, we'll go with that year. It runs 23 minutes and is rated TVG. It was directed by Phil Roman and George Singer. It was written by Jim Davis. He's the creative Garfield, with lead stars being Lorenzo Music, Tom Huge, Greg Berger, and music was composed by Ed Bogus and Desiree Guillotte. Sorry for the butchering of the names. But are you ready for the box office trivia?
Yes, I'm very curious how this did in the box office. Drew and Bob, are you guys ready?
Yes.
So
Awesome.
ready.
And Dale, Raywill, Ashley, anyone here in chat, you're welcome to join as well. Go for it, Paul.
All right. A Garfield Christmas Special was made for an unknown budget and was not released theatrically in 1987.
What?
Darn.
Oh, my goodness.
But it was nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Animated Program at the 40th Primetime Emmy Awards.
There you go.
So there were 3. So pay attention to these 3 that were nominated in this category, Outstanding Animated Program. 1 was A Garfield Christmas Special. 2 was A Claymation Christmas Celebration. And 3 was The Brave Little Toaster. So we're going to do a little
One of these
a little bit
is
different.
not like the other.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. All right. So this is a little bit different. Which one of these 3 actually won the Emmy for the Primetime Outstanding Animated Program? So here's a chance for everybody to win or everybody to lose.
It's a 50-50 shot.
All right. Drew, let's start with you. Which one do you think?
I'm going to guess The Brave Little Toaster.
Okay. Bobo, how about you?
I will be shocked if it wasn't the Brave Little Toaster.
Okay. Brave Little Toaster for both of you. Let's see if anyone in chat has a guess. It doesn't look like it so far, but this is a little
Dale
different.
says
than just a number.
Claymation.
Oh, Claymation Christmas for Dale. All right. For me, you know what? I'm going to give Garfield the benefit of the doubt and guess Garfield, just to go against the grain a little bit here. But Paul, which actually won the Daytime Emmy?
If you Google this,
Primetime Emmy, excuse me.
It's AI will tell you that Garfield Christmas Special won, but it's wrong because the Claymation Christmas Special actually won.
Well done, Dale. But really? Over
Yes.
Brave Little Toaster? Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like more people now know what Brave Little Toaster is than Claymation Christmas Special.
that's true.
Right? Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Well, good job, Dale. And thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind meld or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Alice has located our target film.
Alert. Alert. Target located. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
Thursday.
Merry Christmas, City Slicker.
America's favorite fat cat is going home for the holidays.
Gadgets, toys, greed.
A Garfield Christmas. Then, your favorite Christmas Eve story is back.
Happy Christmas to all.
Share the merriest holiday classic ever. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas after Garfield Thursday.
'Twas the night before Christmas. Oh my
You know it.
goodness.
Yeah.
I get this feeling those
I think that's what we're
mice
covering,
would
right?
be-
That could have been brought to my attention yesterday.
All right, here we go.
Exactly.
'Twas the Night Before Christmas came out in 1979. It was created by Rankin Bass, one of their 2D animated films.
Paul.
Yeah.
Paul. So I can't control I can't always find the best promos. Unfortunately, the one week I had also had that 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but we still are covering Garfield, a Garfield Christmas Special, and that ad probably brought back some memories for you. So let's see what we collectively remembered in our memory mind meld synopsis of a Garfield Christmas Special. Garfield dreams he can get anything he wants from Mecha Santa. Then Garfield is taken from his warm bed by John and Odie to the Arbuckle family farm for Christmas, where they prepare way too much food that even Garfield can't eat it all. While family drama ensues inside the house, Odie is working on a Christmas gift for Garfield outside. John's grandma and Garfield quickly bond, and she reminisces over her late husband. He learns of the importance of love and all the crap, and Lou Rawls sings a lot. And all that crap, and Lou Rawls sings a lot. Holiday pro tip: rummage around in people's storage and wrap what you find as a gift. They'll love it. Wow. I mean, honestly, that all seems exactly right. So I don't think there is anything deceptive about that. Am I missing something?
Great. Good podcast, everyone.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, that was good. We remembered this perfectly. Fantastic. But based on those memories, as perfect as they were, what rain did they lead you to predict for this TV special before you rewatched it? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? And when did you first watch this, if you remember? Let's begin with Bobo this time.
I predicted classic, and I probably watched this when it first aired back in '87. And then the one they touched up in 91, I think I probably just saw a few years ago for the first time.
Okay, nice. And we are covering kind of, since you mentioned it, we're covering kind of both. They're very similar. There's one scene that's not in the 87 that is in the 91 with Grandma playing the piano. We'll get to that in a little bit for our trivia, but let's continue. Yeah. Drew, what was your prediction?
I predicted it would be nostalgic, and I first saw the 1991 version in 1991.
Oh, okay, nice. How about you, Paul?
I don't remember the original.
So I predicted classic because I've seen this just about every year since I first started, but I don't believe I saw it in '87 because I was with my parents who were stationed overseas, and we didn't get a lot of the latest and greatest out there. It was always reruns from many years before. So we came back around the 90s. So I would have saw it sometime in the 90s, early 90s. Yeah. So I predicted classic.
Okay, classic for you. For me, so the first time I saw this was yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So I had predicted, though, tragic, because I had, first off, I mean, this has lots against it for me. It has a lot to win me over because I don't like Garfield. I never have. I also didn't, since I'd never seen this before, I figured, well, how good could it be? I never hear anyone talk about this. And so I just like, yeah, it's probably just going to end up being tragic for me. So those
put a sock in it, dearie.
I'll get right to that. But it'll be interesting to see if those predictions come true. But first, let's get into things we liked most about a Garfield Christmas Special. Alice, boot up our
Best bits.
And our best bits are brought to you by Paul J. Powers at pauljpowers.com. pauljpowers.com. Yes, our best bits of this Christmas special. And let's begin with our guests. Bobo, what's one thing you liked about this TV special?
Oh, one thing that I always like in Christmas specials is when they've got their point to make and they make it really quick and they get out of there. And Garfield does that nicely at the end where he says, it's not the giving, it's not the getting, it's the loving. Now get out of here.
Yep.
Beautiful. Perfect job, Garfield. Thank you for keeping it quick.
Yeah, if only there was more to, undergird that. Let's go to Drew next. What's something you liked about Garfield Christmas Special?
I liked that it felt like it was the comic strip come to life. A lot of the shots looked like they would have just come right off the page, like it would have been in the newspaper, just in color. There's just a lot. If it really, unlike most of the modern versions of Garfield, where those feel like an adaptation, this feels like it was an actual production of the comic strip, and I appreciated that.
Nice. Let's see. I was trying to think. Like, I wanted to be fair in like a sort of cutting at the knees. I felt like I'm trying to think of the phrase. I undercut Bobo's like, and I was trying to think of a way to undercut your like too, because I wanted to be fair to everyone.
Wow. That Christmas generosity is going around to everyone, huh?
But I can't think of anything. So Bobo, just so you know, it's not just like it was your comment that I was undercutting. I wanted to give it to everyone, but I just can't think of anything else on the fly. So
I'm used to it. So all good.
Yeah.
Paul, are you a fan of the comic strip, and is that something that you liked about this, or was there something else?
Yeah, I do enjoy the 2D animation, but one thing that I really find, I guess, nostalgic about it is that is the voice cast in that, because I watched the several holiday specials and Garfield and Friends, with the specials being like the Thanksgiving one and the Halloween. And this by far is my favorite of the specials. And Garfield had some other 2D, like maybe like 7 or 8 of them back in the 80s.
I looked it up. He had like 12.
Yeah.
This was like number 7.
Anyway, it reminds me of the nostalgia growing up watching those, and I really enjoy like Lorenzo Music as Garfield, because to me he does the best. When I read the Garfield comics, that's the voice I read as Garfield in the and just because I said I grew up with it, and it's sad. Rest in peace, Lorenzo. But I enjoy that the voices in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I guess it's tied to the voices in this. I actually really enjoyed the ending hoedown song. I mean, some of the music in this was decent, but I feel like the ending hoedown song was the most sort of fun. So I enjoyed that.
That's
also came at the end. So
Yeah.
that was nice.
Yeah, it went like this.
No, it did not.
I guess it's close to a hoedown.
I mean, okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Close enough.
Let's go back to Drew. What really got you to hoe down about this special? Yeah.
He got so close and then just fell away. Lorenzo Music's performance as Garfield, I absolutely loved it. This really is what sunk the nostalgia claws deep into me, because I grew up watching Garfield and Friends. To me, that is the voice of Garfield.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I say everyone else tries. I can't really say that about Chris Pratt, now can I?
Shots fired.
It's really not nice to say about Bill Murray, because I don't think Bill Murray wanted to be there.
Yeah.
But at least Frank Welker, I know he got cast when because he sounded the most like Lorenzo Music when they brought him on for the Garfield show. So yeah, Lorenzo Music's the voice of Garfield, and I loved his performance in here. That very kind of cynical take on everything. I just felt like this is who the character is. Granted, I don't think that's the voice in my head when I'm reading the comic strip, because I think it was my voice as a kid.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Because I kind of always felt like a fat cat. But yeah.
But
Lorenzo Music's performance as Garfield, I felt like was spot on and really brought me back to childhood.
I think there's a missed opportunity back in the day to have Garfield meet Peter Venkman of the Real Ghostbusters. That would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if that had happened in Cartoon All Stars.
That's what I was about to say. The only place it could have happened was Cartoon All Stars, and then they could have had
why were they not?
Right, and you could have had Tummy Gummy in there, and you could have had it could have been a Lorenzo Music universe in there.
Because Slimer, if I remember, was in Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue.
I think so, but that was Frank Welker.
I know. It's like you should have had Venkman in there.
Yeah.
So was Lorenzo Music the voice of Garfield in Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, you can listen to us talk about that also on firejoystudios.com. Just do a search for Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue. But I would like Bobo to rescue us with his next like. Go for it, Bobo.
You realize adding more characters to Cartoon All Stars to the Rescue would have made that longer and less bearable. But anyway,
it might have been more
I have
interesting.
fun watching that.
True, I probably would too. One thing I love about doing this podcast is there's things that I notice sort of unconsciously that putting my reviewer hat on, I notice it comes out more. And in this viewing, it was how John and Doc Boy, they're both grown adults. They're the two kids of the family. Fully grown adults living their own independent lives, but they come home, they're with their family. And right around the time that they want Dad to read Binky the Clown Who Saved Christmas, they turn into little kids again. And then they're basically little kids the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Music to my ears. But they're little kids. They want to know, let's see if Binky saves Christmas again this year. And then they're waking Dad up in the middle of the night like, hey, it's Christmas morning. Can we open presents? And Dad's like, no, it's 1:30 in the morning. You cannot open presents yet. And I just love that because we don't have little kids in this special. So John and Doc Boy are, for all intents and purposes, the kids. Yeah. And I just love that joyful innocence that they have at Christmas time. So that was a fun little thing to sort of have come forward in my consciousness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fun.
I'm done.
I didn't feel that way.
You know that, and I know that. But
So thank you, Baba. That's really sweet. I feel like I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, where my next like was the where the grandma is remembering her late husband and just this sweet memory that she has, which I will say seems way out of character for this grandma that we've met so far, to just be all of a sudden so relaxed and calm and reminiscing and nostalgic. But it was still a sweet moment nonetheless.
A two-dimensional character.
Yeah, she's a human being too.
She is a two-dimensional character on this cartoon. What was that, Bobo?
got a point.
It's almost like she's a well-developed character.
Yeah.
Or at least
Is she,
given a
though?
second thought about.
Is she? I don't know. She just goes
You're
from
only
one
allowed a
mode to another,
certain
but
number
all right.
of dislikes.
Oh, I can't repackage my dislikes as likes? Oh, man. You guys are on to me. Paul, what's something else you just
You're
like?
sorry we're not letting you
about
be a
this special?
curmudgeon.
I liked how it opened with the dream of Garfield having unlimited gifts from Mecha Santa, but then contrast that with the end of the message of giving. So at the beginning you have it's all about getting and receiving, and then at the end it's all about giving. So I liked how they bookended that.
Well, I mean, that first song was "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme, Gimme."
Yeah,
pretty much. All right, guys. Well, that's all our likes, unless I may have put down. So if I missed you and you have one more like, let me know. But otherwise, let's get to our classic makers, and let's begin with Babo. What's the thing you loved most about this special?
The thing that ties it all together for me is all the music. A lot of it's background Christmas music, but it's like cheese in a good lasagna. It just kind of holds everything together just right. Then you do get some of the Lou Rawls music, and Lou Rawls is always great, and it's just good.
So sorry.
And
well, you know what's funny? You said lasagna and cheese, and all I could picture was cheesy lasagna. So what was your classic maker?
The music that came from the gooey lasagna. The music that spewed out.
cheesy music. I mean, the music.
Jazz.
Okay. Thank you.
It's all about the notes we don't play.
Okay. So the music overall, you really appreciate. Go ahead. And that was like the cheese that holds the lasagna together. Okay, now I get the.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Drew. What really held this together for you? What food metaphor are you going to use to throw me off what your classic maker is?
I wasn't going to use a food metaphor, but now I've got to think of one real quick. But no. My classic maker actually is Pat Carroll as the grandma, because I think she's able to hit both tones that this character has, like, very, very well. But what it comes down to actually is the scene with her reminiscing about her late husband.
Yeah.
Brings a tear did bring a tear to my eye, especially on the reanimated version in the 1991 cut.
Yeah.
I thought it was done better there than it was in the original. But
dramatic lighting.
I appreciate. I think Pat Carroll just did such a good job for what is essentially a throwaway role, even though she used the exact same voice she used for Ursula, for Grandma.
I didn't hear it, but okay.
It's very similar. It's very similar. Maybe a little bit less sexiness, but it is very similar voice. But yeah, I thought she did such a good job in this, and hitting both the rambunctious, no filter side plus the reminiscing of old time side. I thought she did a very good job with that. So yeah, Pat Carroll's grandma is my classic maker.
Very, very cool. Now, I am very curious if me and Paul are going to have the same classic maker, because no one's mentioned this before. No one's mentioned mine.
Spoiler, we're not going to have the same.
All right, fine. Paul, what's your classic maker?
Well, because
that's
the reason
mine too. No, okay, go.
The reason why I know is because Francisco, you mentioned that your favorite song is the Hoedown one, and mine is the Can't Wait Till Christmas, when they're on their way to the farm.
Oh, okay.
And I enjoy the songs. The jazz, I could take it or leave it. I'd leave it, but I enjoyed that song, and I enjoy the Hoedown one. But Can't Wait Till Christmas is my favorite one. That's my favorite part of the show.
Okay. Very, very nice. Yeah, and you are correct, Paul. That is not my favorite. But before we get to mine, I'm going to read some here in chat. Dale really likes Lorenzo music as Garfield. Let's see. Also, Odie sneaking off to make a gift. Geek Devotion says nostalgic. All right. I vaguely remember watching this as a kid. Fair. Awesome, guys. Now, for me, my classic maker is one of the ones Dale just said there. I really adored how Odie makes a present for Garfield, and that's the thing he does. I thought that was just so sweet. It's so heartfelt that it's something that he knows Garfield will like, and Garfield appreciates the present. I just felt like it was. I really, I don't know. That was the most heartwarming part of this special to me. So I really like that. And even though I don't like Garfield, I've always kind of liked Odie. So that's sort of part and parcel for Francisco. But so now you know the things we liked most about Garfield, a Garfield Christmas Special. But let's talk about something you may not know, some trivia about this special. And today's trivia about the movie, about this TV special, I should say, is brought to you by The Rushmore Show. The Rushmore Show is the place for ranking the ultimate top 4 in sports, video games, nostalgia, movies, and so much more. Each week, Andy and Kirk spark engaging discussions and friendly debates, making The Rushmore Show your compass in the realm of pop culture rankings. Find them at youtube.com/The Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more.
That's great.
More Benjamins. Thank you, Paul. I thought so too. So thanks to the Rushmore Show. Did you all realize Doc Boys and Grandma's Turns at the Piano are in the 1991 re-release of this special, but they're not in the 1987 version, which is the version currently available on Amazon Prime. So with that in mind, and Tubi. With that in mind, did you grow up learning an instrument? And if so, would playing it now cause others to want to remove you from their ears? So let's begin with Paul.
Absolutely.
Okay. What instrument, Paul?
I don't know. Depending on what age you were in school, they had us trying different instruments. One was like a triangle when you're young, or even a kazoo. But I remember, I guess the most was the recorder with a little flute with hot cross buns.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, and after hours of that, you'd want to remove that from your ear. Yeah. But I didn't go into any like piano, guitar, or anything like that. That's the extent of my musical abilities.
All right. How about you, Baba?
Yeah, recorder in 4th grade, and I had enough at that point. I'm going to let everybody else make music. Closest I'll do is make up Weird Al lyrics, and that's
nice.
Fun. Done.
Weird Al's no good at this. Let me make up these lyrics.
Somebody's got to take over for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Drew, how about you?
Well, it sounds like I'm the only one who grew up in a musical family. I actually did learn how to play. I had piano lessons back in the day.
Nice.
I haven't played in over 30 years, seriously. So I probably couldn't play anything except the one song I have muscle memory for from back in the day, which was a very simplified, beginner-friendly version of the Star Wars theme.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. I can play that without even thinking about it.
Okay. Very cool.
So, Francisco, when was the last time you picked up a saxophone?
Let's see. It would probably be before my kids were born. So 2010.
So before the podcast.
Yeah, before the podcast. Exactly.
Okay.
I always knew you were saxy.
I mean, you can just ask Ashley about all my sexuality.
Great trivia, Francisco.
Moving on.
We all had some trivial fun. Let's find out what memories you, the Rad Rewinders, had about a Garfield Christmas Special.
Let's do it. And diving into Discord, Kennethan says, I don't recall ever seeing this, though I was a book-buying Garfield fan.
Paladin Pirate says, if I had a must-watch Christmas cartoon watch list, it would definitely be number 2 or number 3.
Nice. Then from Facebook, David Gardner, who's continuing, that's also Paladin Pirate, he's continues saying,
Whoa.
the special moment between Grandma and Garfield, Grandma and Garfield, Grandma and Garfield. Grandma says, how'd you know I needed a little kitty in my lap? Garfield, wild guess.
Stephen Forrester says, it was one of my favorites as a kid. Especially loved the grandma and her version of Oh Christmas Tree. Is still the best ever.
Nice. Jeremy Shields says, definitely a classic that we watch every year. It's always funny how Odie, who is the stereotypical dumb dog, does something clever, like invent a back scratcher.
That's true. And Wardell White says, I just remember watching it once a year and two grown men pestering their elderly father about presents. Meanwhile, Cat wishing harm to the inventor of the Christmas tree.
Indeed, indeed. Well, thank you all for sharing your memories. And I guess Dale's memory kind of goes into the things we didn't like, much like Garfield didn't like the invention of the Christmas tree. Let's talk about the things we didn't like about a Garfield Christmas Special.
Worst woes.
And our worst woes of a Garfield Christmas Special are sponsored by Francisco, and you can join him in our Discord community at Retro Rewind Podcasts/Discord.
Why am I always the one who sponsors the worst woes? My goodness, like I hate things
I
or something.
wonder.
Call him Roy. He likes that.
All right, guys. Well, let's begin. You know what? Fine. Then I'll start things off. I'll lay the hammer down here. My first dislike is that I felt like I wanted this to be a bit more plussed for a special. Like it looked pretty much just like the cartoon. Now I realized that in the 91 version, the scene with Grandma is plussed from the 87 version, but still it felt like it didn't feel all that more visually interesting or anything. So that's why I felt like
where's the 3D shading on this? Like,
exactly.
Now, Francisco, you do know that this predates Garfield and Friends by 5 months.
No, I didn't know that.
This came out before the series. This was the best thing we had.
Taking away something else, but okay. Well, too bad.
Just saying.
We're just gonna keep going. But okay, I did not know that actually. So is this like before the cartoon was even a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the last special they made before the cartoon.
All we had were the 12 specials, and you're lucky if you caught them on TV when they aired.
Yeah.
So
there were 6 specials before this.
Was Heathcliff the cat still
I think so.
a show during this time? Okay. I always got them mixed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So that's my first dislike.
Dude, that Heathcliff theme song still slaps. I'm just saying. Anyway.
I don't remember it, but cool. I know you were just humming it, but it didn't trigger any memories for me. Let's go to Drew next. What's something you didn't care for? What really slapped you down about this special?
So as I said, the version I'm most knowledgeable of before this was the 1991 version. So when I watched the 87 version, the fact that it did cut out the rocking out grandma at the piano was actually something I did not like. Especially since the way they cut it out, Garfield goes from, hey, that's a nice touch to sitting on top of the piano in like really quick cut right there. And it's like,
you really noticed that as a kid though?
No, but I noticed it. I didn't watch the 87 version originally, so I couldn't have. When I watched it this time, it was like, oh, hey, what's Garfield surprised at? That he just teleported across the room?
I didn't notice that as much as John. I did notice John out of nowhere say, how about you play something for us, Mom? Like the way he delivered that line.
Yeah. Okay. That's very fair, Drew. Baba, how about you? What's something you didn't like?
This was possibly going to be my tragic maker, but since it just came up, I am on the opposite of Drew. I grew up on the 87 version. Mm-hmm. So when I finally saw the 91 version a few years ago, it was kind of jarring for me because there's this extra scene that I didn't see. And there's all these little things that are cut down in the rest of the special. Like when John and Garfield and Odie leave the house, they're driving through the neighborhood. That's not in the 91 version. There's a little snippet, just little things here and there that bothered me because I'm used to watching one thing and they tampered with it, and I don't like that because it's different and I'm old and I don't want change, and get off my lawn.
So, Bobo, I am of the thought that in the age of streaming, they should just make a supercut that includes both.
Yes.
Yeah, that would work.
Well, we'll get to that.
So I'm going to just tell a little story here.
Oh, it's Francisco's story
oh
time.
boy.
Admittedly, I will say I do have an issue later on. So tell us your fabulous fan fiction, Francisco.
No, it's not fabulous fan
Because
fiction.
it's fabulous.
It's related to what Bobo said
It's
about how
story time.
I love
just-
Pinky.
going off of what you
Pinky's
said,
not
Bobo,
actually
about
in
how you're used to a certain version, and when you see it differently, you're like, what's going on? So back when Paul and I were in college, one of the movies I had was Moulin Rouge for whatever reason. I really enjoyed it. But we had the full screen version. And so it had pan and scan for one part. And so I got so used to that when I saw the widescreen version and there wasn't movement, it was very jarring. I'm like, what? Wait, oh yeah, this is widescreen. That's why. But that's all I was going to say. See, that was nothing.
I do know what you mean, Francisco. As I had the same problem with Batman, the movie 66.
Okay, so there you go.
Because I remember a scene being cut out. So.
Awesome. All right, so let's continue though. Paul, what do you wish was cut out of this special?
Okay. I'm not the only one that this bothers, but I'm probably one of the few. But this has to go with physics, and I know we're living in a cartoon world, but it bothers me as Garfield's walking through the snow. Not that the snow like automatically plows through him as he's walking through the snow, but it's just his tail sticking up out of all you can see is the tail sticking up. And then as he walks into, I guess it's a water pump, it's a pipe sticking out of the ground, he bumps into it and his tail stops like right before the tail hits it. In physics, he would have stopped like way before. His body length is much longer than that. It should have stopped way before that bumping into that pipe. It's almost like his tail hit it and not his head.
Like he was backing up instead of going face forward.
Yeah, but you could tell the way he was walking and the tail was bent the other way. Yeah, no, the physics don't work there. They need to have it bump sooner.
Yeah, also, they need to make that scene more memorable because I have no memory of that scene at all.
Well, you only just saw it yesterday in one time. I've seen it year after year after year for 20, 30 years.
You must have watched the 1996 version. They cut that whole part out. And then
Oh, okay.
And no, I did not watch this on 2x speed, and no, I did not fall asleep. So I'll just have to say that right now. But regardless of that, something else I didn't like was, and this... I didn't like the grandma character really at all, except for that one moment, because I hate how she's giving this guilt trip about John. So she's like saying that John's a bit tubby there, and then
because she works out and he doesn't.
Yeah, and she's just generally impolite to everyone, like putting chili in the mom's thing or chili powder because she's like, I won the blue ribbon, and just let me show you how to play the piano. It's just like, I don't know, just her character overall, I just really was very repulsive to me, I'll say. So that's something that I didn't care for. But let's go back to Drew. What's something that was repulsive to you about this?
Some of the music, the songs in this just did not do it for me because they could have been left out. And most of these songs are like less than a minute long, which for some songs, that's actually horrible because I actually want to hear an extended version of them.
Yeah.
Or a full-length version of them. And some of them, it's like you could have cut this out completely and just gone to the next scene and no one would have known.
Yeah.
So, just some of the music in this is just some of the songs this really could have just been left out.
Yeah. I would say that some of the songs are slow and boring.
Fair.
And for a 30-minute special, that's impressive.
Yeah.
All right.
Not really.
For instance, I actually don't like the Hoedown Christmas song at the end.
Fine. Just fine.
You got to be quicker on the sound effects.
Okay. I'll try to be. Bobo, why don't you quickly tell us something you just liked?
This might be a little nitpicky, and I understand they're kind of condensing the present opening from kind of the very beginning of it to basically the end of the main present giving portion of the morning. But it has always bugged me just a little bit that John is speaking and saying, "Oh, mom and dad, thank you." He's not receiving anything from mom or dad. His mouth isn't moving. It seems completely off. Like I said, I know they're condensing from going from the beginning of the thing to the end, but that's always bugged me a little bit. Like you couldn't have changed a little something in the animation or just left that part of the voiceover out or
crowd
something.
scenes, man. They're the worst because you can't satisfy anybody. It takes too much time and money.
I don't know. PaulJPowers.com is really good at satisfying his client with this junkyard scene of all this coolness and things inside that you have to look for. Like
JunkyardJuggernauts.com. Go check it out, dude.
Oh, yeah. Not a shameless plug at all.
Smooth as an android's bottom.
Oh, my goodness. Paul, what was quite robotic for you about this special?
What? I don't always do this, but I have to agree with it, Francisco. Obnoxious grandma.
Yes.
Even though, like, she instructs John to hit her, grandma, just chill out. And when it comes to the chili, when
It's because my chili gravy won a blue ribbon at the county fair and your gravy didn't even place. Who am I to tell you how to make gravy?
You're in her home.
Yeah, I don't care if you're the chili champion. Like, set it the spice to the side. Not everybody likes spice like that. So, be conscious and courteous to other people. And I don't care if Garfield thinks it's perfect. Don't be obnoxious.
Exactly. You want to make the chili your way? Then you host Christmas. I was about to say Thanksgiving, but
make a separate bowl for it.
Perfect. Even better. Yeah. Then people have choices.
There's other people in the family besides you.
Exactly.
Sounds like you guys didn't have quirky grandparents growing up. I don't know.
Well, they got their own chili bowl.
And meanwhile, I'm just sitting here going, I thought she was comic accurate. So
I know a lot of people love her. A lot of people like her. So but it annoys me. So
fair. That's very fair.
This is one of those places where me and Paul give each other fist bumps. So here we go. All right. So now let's get to the things we hated most about a Garfield
obnoxious grandma. No, I'm joking.
No.
Go ahead.
And I'll start off because you guys kind of took the wind out of my sails with this one, but it still is something that bothered me. Okay, so I'm going to pretend you guys didn't say what you said. Okay, so I'm just going to go with my full bravado. Okay,
ignore us like usual. Sure.
Yes.
Here we go.
Go full.
Here we go again.
How is it you make a Garfield special that goes to a farm without the Garfield and friends? It's like it works just perfectly.
This was before U.S. Acres.
Let me do my thing. I get that. I get this. I'm retconning this as if I didn't hear it. So hold on.
Oh, wait. That's right.
Hang on. If I can actually be on Francisco's side for once.
That's right. Okay, please. I forgot because I collected.
Did exist.
I collected
before
U.S.
this as a
Acres.
comic
I
strip.
remember that. Yeah.
So they could have done that, but they didn't.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you that. I was just happy that they included them in Garfield and Friends because I collected them before then. So yeah, go for it, Francisco. As you were curmudgeoning.
Oh my gosh. You have this opportunity you're going to a farm, and I'm thinking, oh, cool, they're actually going to a farm. This is like how Garfield and Friends that made this is like the meeting, or they're always in different sort of cartoon segments. Now they get to work together somehow. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be cool. And then nope. They're not there at all. I'm like, what are you doing? Why you're going to a farm? Why don't you have Garfield and Friends there? Because I actually preferred the friends from Garfield and Friends than Garfield. So I was excited to see them. And then I totally, I got a grandma with a bad attitude instead. So that totally soured me to the whole Garfield Christmas special. Give me a lump of coal.
Oh, wow.
Bah humbug.
Francisco, the Orson's farm is not handled by the Arbuckles,
right?
In the U.S.
I don't care. I don't care about that. Go to the farm where they are at.
But then it wouldn't be a old-fashioned family Christmas.
I don't care.
This is literally based on a comic strip storyline.
So wait.
So what you're saying is Jim Davis is lazy to make a new story. That's what you're saying.
And technically, this story is slightly autobiographical about Jim Davis's one of Jim Davis's Christmas.
So Francisco, your tragic maker is that a Garfield Christmas Special isn't one of Francisco's fabulous fan fictions.
Yes.
No. What it is that Francisco does not like that this is a Garfield special. He wanted it to be a Garfield and Friends special.
Yeah.
Despite the fact Garfield and Friends didn't exist at the time.
Yeah. I didn't know that before. That's why I said you sort of took the wind out of my sails with that one. And I get that. Well, okay. Yeah. Obviously, if that didn't exist, why would they have put it in? So yeah, I get that now. But
admittedly, they could have, especially since this kind of feels like it could have been a pilot for Garfield and Friends. Yeah. At least for the Garfield segments.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my tragic maker. Now we're going to get to your guys' tragic maker, which probably is a lot more pertinent to the actual film itself. But let's go to Paul. What's your tragic maker, Paul?
I think, me personally, that the worst part of this film, especially if you're watching the 1991 version, is when Doc Boy comes in and
oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are thy. Scoot over,
and then Grandma comes in and does obnoxious Grandma. Take it away.
Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Now, I know that's some people's classic maker because I've read online some reviews, and that's absolutely their favorite, the Grandma. And I think somebody said, like, every time they hear any rendition of Oh Christmas Tree, they imagine Grandma singing Oh doop doopy doopy doop at the end. But to me, I was glad that was removed because that's by far the most, like, cringing, like, worst part of the whole special to me.
Yeah,
you people are no fun.
Grandma's not better than a slice of toast. That was a weird way of putting that.
I was totally good with that getting cut out. I didn't feel like that fit personally, but it's just me.
Yeah. Once again, I stand alone.
They should have.
Well, you're not alone.
Just at least on this show.
Yes. Thank you, Drew, for representing those who feel the same way you do.
Yes, for once.
But admittedly,
not on my shoulders.
But admittedly, I grew up with the 91 version. This is the version I'm used to. So
right.
Bobo, what is your tragic maker for this short, or not short, but this special?
Well, I usually Francisco's in the minority on things on this show. Drew feels like a minority in that regard with that scene from the 91 special. I think we can all agree on this particular point. We're all people of a certain age, and it's nice when Odie is out in the barn and he's like shuffling through all that stuff, trying to find the piece of wood and the other piece of wood so he can make Garfield's present. And he finds the fork and he makes a mess. It's a barn. Who cares? That's not important. What matters to me is when he comes back into the house and he manages to open the door somehow, fine, whatever, it's a cartoon. Mm-hmm. And he waltzes back in, whistling to himself, and he leaves the door wide open, letting all this cold air in. And I mean, out. Yeah, so we're not heating the outside here, Odie. Come on, help us out. Pay the heating bill or something. Come on. So I'm upset with Odie about that.
Fair.
I'm old.
You thought I was curmudgeoning.
I was about to say, you thought Grandma was obnoxious.
All right. Very fair, Bobo. And that leaves Drew. What was your tragic maker, Drew?
So since I'm the only one who prefers the 1991 version, or saw the, or anyway, the 87 version, because that was the first version I watched for this review, because the only place I could find it originally was on Tubi. Did find the 91 version on YouTube, so there's that. But the biggest problem I had with the 87 version is all of the weird little pacing bits that you do have, like there's some things they cut out, like them pulling out into town, and then in the 91 version it's just as soon as they leave the house, they're already out of town. That that one doesn't mess with me too much, that it was left out, or that that was in the original. But there's a couple of spots where it just feels like they paused on a scene, like coming out of commercial. That it felt like y'all could cut into the scene a little faster. And thankfully with the 91 version, those cuts are made, admittedly, because they were trying to cut enough footage to fit the grandma rocking out on the piano scene back in. So there's just some of these weird little pacing issues that are throughout the 87 version that were edited out for the 91 version that I did not like in the original. It just kind of made me go, this could have used a polish pass, guys.
It's like when they re-edited it, they were given the direction.
And it must pop, pop, pop!
And it's one of those things that bugs me. It's like, if you'd have done this polish pass originally, you wouldn't have had to cut the scene on the piano anyway, because it was originally created back in 87.
Right.
So it was just added back in for the 91 version. So
yeah, and so back to something else I just liked. So you see this?
What? Did you forget something?
This right here.
The green screen?
No. On the stream, you can see this Garfield image. This image of the poster of Garfield.
Oh yes, where he's up on the top of the tree, right?
And trying to steal a candy cane.
Yes, when I say they should have plussed the animation, I expect it to look like this. This here is what I wanted to look like.
You wanted to look like a theater performance, not a made-for-TV cartoon.
You can't have a theater performance of animation. That doesn't work.
You know what I mean? Like a theater, like a movie theater.
It's like
you wanted it to be Disney presents a Garfield Christmas.
Right.
I mean,
but just
and you would have still hated it because it would have been Disney.
The thing is, Francisco, is just like the DuckTales movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. Only the first 5 minutes would look like that. Then the rest would look like TV animation.
You're right. I would have been let down anyway. Good point, Paul.
Yeah.
Good point. You got it. All right. Well, now that we've all entered our trajectories into the firing computer, Alice, you have a firing solution for us.
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo armed and ready to fire on your mark.
Ooh, we've got salvo authority. Woohoo!
Yes, I suppose. Oh my goodness. You're gonna have to talk while you show that, Baba. Otherwise, it goes to one of us.
Podcast listeners just have to watch the live video sometime. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good point. So, all right. Now that I've said we've already entered our stuff into the firing computer. So, now it's time for the moment of truth, guys. All right. Do we rate a Garfield Christmas Special a classic? If you've never seen it before, then definitely seek it out. Not to mention, a rewatch is totally worth your time if you've already seen this special. Do we rate it nostalgic? If you've enjoyed it before, you'll enjoy it again when you're in the mood for a Christmas animated special. But if you haven't seen it, watch it once, maybe for the memes, maybe on 2x speed, knowing you could end up really liking it or possibly loathing it. Or do we rate it a tragic? It's not worth anyone's time today. If you've never seen it before, keep it that way. And if you have seen it before, don't sully any good memories you have of it with a rewatch. So let's begin with Bobo. You had predicted classic. Where did it end up for you?
So this is a special I've seen, trying not to exaggerate, probably 31 or 32,000 times. And I've seen this a ton as a little kid. My best friend growing up, Pete, we would watch this pretty much every Christmas. And when he's in town and we've got time, we always end up near a TV watching Garfield Christmas followed by Claymation Christmas, and that's just how that has to be. So for me, it's definitely a classic, and I can't be shaken off of that. I don't think I'm completely biased, so I readily admit that. And even if it's the 91 version, go ahead. If that's the only one you can see, go ahead and watch that one.
I see how it is. All right.
No, that's 91's fine too. I prefer 87, but 91's acceptable.
Everyone has an opinion.
No, it's even better. Yep. The special where Garfield actually goes to the farm with Garfield and friends, but that's neither here nor there. Drew.
Yeah, it doesn't exist at all.
Well, it should exist. Drew, you had predicted nostalgic. What was your final rating?
I'm still going to stick with nostalgic. It is a fun little cozy Christmas special, but there's not a whole lot going on in this for the most part. I mean, like I said, it's cozy, it's fun. There's not anything I would say is don't watch it, but it's like this is not anything real special for a Christmas special. So,
wow. I was just about to
it's nostalgic for me.
Special. It should have all the specialness, shouldn't it? But not so much, according to Drew. It's nostalgic for you. All right. And before we get to me and Paul's range, we like to go to our Reflex Capacitors, the awesome individuals that support this content. You can join also at firejoystudios.com/subscribe to be able to vote on these films and games as well. I mean, sometimes it could be the deciding factor in how we rate these episodes. So for you guys, you had rated a Garfield Christmas Special a classic. So far we have 2 classics and a nostalgic. Paul, you had
I don't know about you, John, but for a couple of minutes there, I was getting pretty worried.
Ooh, me too.
All right, boys.
I'm just impressed that we don't have any tragics yet. Okay.
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah. Because for me, I enjoy it. It's a classic for me. I watch it every year. If you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it. So it's still a classic.
I'm a little disappointed.
I bet you are.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed because this is clearly a tragic Christmas special. It is not worth watching for anyone during Christmas. There are such better things to watch during Christmas than this. Why would you waste your time? I don't know why you would do that to yourself.
Name one thing.
There's the stick in the mud we all like.
Mickey's Christmas Carol, for one.
You're addicted to that, by the way.
Addicted? How am I addicted to it?
Like every time we mention Christmas, that's the thing you bring up.
Well, I could think of other things, but you said a Christmas special, so I was trying to do
a 30-minute for a 30-minute comparison.
Exactly. I mean, the Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Year Without a Santa Claus, Elf. I mean, Elf is better than this. So that's what I'm saying. I get that you guys like it, and that's fine. I think it's more nostalgic than anything for you guys, but I get it. Sometimes things are so nostalgic that I'm like, no, it's classic. It's got to be classic. So I'm fine with that. I'm just saying, for me, tragic. So according to the Retro Rewind podcast, though, we rate a Garfield Christmas Special a disputed classic TV special. So we'd recommend you go watch this whether or not you've seen it before. But now it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
20XX.
ComSat Online. Awaiting incoming transmissions.
Feels good to be back, but we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 1987/91 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflex capacitors, namely Deborah Powers, Geek Devotions, Drew of the Cellcast. Oh, you're right here. Ashley Ruiz, Kenneth N, Fabulous Lomax, that's our Bob. Oh, you're here too. D. Tungsten, Daryl Hafner, Cool Deluxe, Dustin, He's a Big Deal Warford, Flux, Redeemed Otaku, Ryan Frostad, in addition to 2 other awesome patrons. Oh, okay. 2 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to start.
It's not the giving, it's not the getting, it's the loving and the sponsoring from you and pauljpowers.com. There, I said it.
Appreciate that, Nate Henderson.
That was totally Garfield. What are you talking about?
oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Did I ruin the Christmas magic for you?
Hey, Francisco,
Well, I mean, that's normal.
Is there any magical ways to support the show with that's not financially helping?
Actually, yeah, Paul. This is very not magical at all. Actually, in a way, I mean, the idea that we have these devices in our pockets that connect us everywhere is in a way magical. Anyway, you probably enjoyed this episode if you made it this far. So if you aren't driving, tap the share icon in your podcast player for this episode and send it to a friend saying, I knew you like a Garfield Christmas special, so I thought you'd like this episode, this podcast on it, where 3 out of the 4 of them really like this. And the other one, you just don't have to listen to him.
Cool. And I'll bet they'll thank you for it.
I'm sure they will.
And speaking of thanking people, we want to give a big I was about to say Garfield hug, but he doesn't like hugs. He'd rather be in his bed sleeping. So we'll give you a big sleep.
Cheesy
nap. To our special guests for joining us with their thoughts about a Garfield Christmas special. So
to that.
And this time don't talk over him, Francisco.
Yes, we want Francisco to be quiet as often as possible. Anyways, I'm more than happy to come here with my my classic rating, Paul. Pro Fist, yeah. And I don't have my ad read for Al Trick this time, so I can't read that, unfortunately. But I'll say it in spirit, I guess. So
there we go. And Drew, thank you so much for joining us with your thoughts on this.
Why, thank you, pauljpowers.com.
And thank you for not rating it a tragic either.
Well, I wasn't going to do that because it was cozy. But yes, I am the co-host of the Cellcast, where we review animated movies and television shows. So this was very apropos for me to be on for. We are finishing up Studio Ghibli month this Friday as of this recording with Boy and the Heron. So come join us for that.
That's with you and Heron, Jacob Heron, right?
Yes,
the Boy and the Heron?
Literally, this is the Jacob movie.
Okay. I'm looking forward to the review just because this is like the Cellcast reviewing itself almost in a way.
I suspect this is going to be a very long review.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot to unpack about that movie.
I am curious, have you guys reviewed a Garfield special on the Cellcast before?
We have not reviewed that one yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Just curious.
Well, now you know who not to invite.
Yes, Francisco is not on our short list.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
We have, though, reviewed the Garfield movie starring Chris Pratt. Oh, you'll 3.5 it anyway. That's what I should have done. When you asked for my rating, I should have said 3.5.
Yeah.
Shoulda, coulda.
Oh, well, that ship sailed.
Exactly. I should have rated 3.5 given my tragic rating. But anyway, thank you so much, Bobo, Drew, my awesome lasagna-loving friend Paul, and all you rewinders, new and old, for another fun voyage. We also want to thank Al Trick for enhancing our music. Find him at alutrick.bandcamp.com or youtube.com/@alutrick. That's spelled ALLOOUTRICK, then the number 8266 for the YouTube. So thank you so much to him.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
That sounded like it had a weird edit in it.
Yeah, well, just as yet another version. Yeah, no obnoxious grandma in it, because that was yet another voice of Garfield that just reminded us that we are part of Culture Box Media Network. Find all the shows unpacking truth through story, comedy, and geekery at culturebox.media.
Thank you, EXO, and thank you for listening. We pray you're more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like a Pokemon, we gotta catch you all for Home Alone, our next adventure on the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro Rewind mission complete. Proceed to base to await next mission.
Now behave yourself this Christmas, Garfield.
No problem. I'll wait in the car.